Doing NFL preseason player props here on PrizePicks. Before I get started though, there is a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. Also, there's a Discord link and a Patreon link that are in the description of this video as well. Make sure you guys go check those out. But we are now, I believe, 11-2 in NFL preseason play, maybe 11-1. But we went 3-0 on our last player props here in the NFL preseason. This was Sunday, August 14th. Las Vegas versus Minnesota, the single game on that day. And we had Sean Mannion over or under 90.5 passing yards. He hit that. Kellen Mond over 7.5 fantasy score. He hit that. And then Zamir White under 38.5 rushing and reception yards. He hit that. So a clean 3-0 slate from our previous NFL preseason plays on Sunday. Looking to replicate that today. We got one game, Seattle versus Chicago here. And again, I do want to mention that it is tough and super volatile, ton of variance here, NFL preseason player props. So make sure you guys are betting lightly, tailing lightly. Just so much variance here, so much volatility. It really comes down to playing time, and what the coaches say they're gonna do before the game and what they actually do can vary as well. So make sure you guys know that there is a ton of variance here, and I would say chances of hitting these player props for NFL preseason are actually less than 50% in my opinion than a normal NFL season game. So just keep that in mind. Ton of variance here. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is not gambling advice either. These are just plays that I'm personally looking at making. But let's get into it. So first, just some housekeeping notes. Matt Eberflus says the starters for the Bears are going to play 6 to 10 snaps. So hopefully that is just one series. As we see, I think they played in the first game 18 to 16 snaps. So hopefully, and this is only 2 games in 5 days. So he even says it's a short week, so we're not going to put the stress on the bodies. We're going to go 6 to 10 plays depending on a series or two with a limited number of guys. So starters for the Bears, I don't think play a ton of minutes here or play a ton of plays, which again, keep that in mind. And I know Drew Lock for the Seahawks is out. You can see here for the Seattle Seahawks, head coach Pete Carroll seems to be set on playing starting quarterback Geno Smith at least the first half after backup Drew Lock tested positive for COVID-19. So keep that in mind as well. In the first game, Smith went 101 yards on 15 attempts in the opening game for Seattle. So make sure you guys know about all that. But let's get into it. 3 player props that I like. Seattle, Chicago. Let's go. First one is going to be Geno Smith and is over 105.5 passing yards. Like that article said, he is going to play at least one half. And in the game he played in the first game against Pittsburgh, which is a pretty high scoring game for a preseason game, he went 10 for 15. It had 101 yards passing, 85.7% passing rate. Drew Lock is not playing in this game. I believe the other quarterback is Jacob Eason. He's going to get some run, but I think one full half for Geno Smith is in play here, hopefully. 105.5 passing yards. I'm going to take the over on this compared to fantasy score. Fantasy score, he's going to probably need a TD to hit that. There's no guarantee he will get a TD, but I think, coming off a game where he had 100 plus passing yards against Pittsburgh, I think he can replicate that tonight here, and I like Geno Smith over 105.5 passing yards against Chicago. Again, there's not a ton of analysis here for these NFL preseason props. It's kind of just gut feeling, kind of just see the lines, see what players are going to play X amount of series, and just go with your gut. So I like Geno Smith over passing yards here. The next one is going to be pass and rush yards. Justin Fields, I'm going to take the under on this one, 43.5 passing and rushing yards. Like I said, 6 to 10 snaps. I believe Justin Fields, no need for any more than that. And I don't think he's going to be rushing the ball too much. So we're kind of looking at 40 plus passing yards here in that first series, which hopefully can be a quick 3 and out, and then he can just get pulled out of that game, which would be ideal for us here with betting this line at 43.5 passing and rushing yards. But I'm going to take this under. Even in that first game against the Chiefs, right, Justin Fields went 4 for 7 with 48 passing yards and had 1 rush for 10 yards. I think he played 2 series in that game. Again, honestly, don't know for sure. Matt Eberflus says 6 to 10 snaps, which would be 1 series. Ideally, hopefully he gets like 6 snaps, and there's just 4 rushes, right? Ideally, passing completion, which would be good, but I'm going to take the under here on this one. Again, short week as well. 2 games in 5 days. No need to rush the cornerstone of the franchise here, especially what happened to Wilson with the Jets. I think I'm taking the under here on the Zach Wilson with the Jets happened to him. So taking the under here, pass rush yards for Justin Fields. And then the last one is going to be a fantasy score, and it's going to be Tristan Ebner, and I'm going to take the over on this one at 4.2. Again, I mean, David Montgomery's for sure not playing for the Bears as a running back, and I think Khalil Herbert, his rush yards is set at 20.5. I think this is kind of high too. I don't think he plays a ton of minutes in this game, or a ton of snaps, sorry. But I'm going to go Tristan Ebner over 4.2 fantasy points because he honestly got a ton of work. He got 6 carries for 31 yards. He had 27 yard rush against the Chiefs, right? So 6 carries. I think he gets at least 6 tonight. Probably 7 or 8, honestly, in my opinion, because Khalil Herbert obviously not going to play that much. And then also he did catch 1 pass for 12 yards and had a tub. So 4.2 for Tristan Ebner. Obviously, they're going to ride him tonight. I think, they don't want anyone to get hurt. They don't want Khalil Herbert to get hurt, who's definitely that backup to David Montgomery. So I like Tristan Ebner over 4.2 fantasy score here tonight against Seattle. So those are the 3 player props that I have. Again, NFL preseason player props. Geno Smith over pass yards. Justin Fields under pass yards and rush yards. And then Tristan Ebner over fantasy score. 3 player props that I like. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these plays. Drop a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, have a great day.